Alright boys, what's happening? Welcome back to another episode of the My Team series on F1 2021. We start off with the usual admin stuff, advancing through the calendar, and today we have a little personnel challenge type thing, or scenario as they've done for this year. We can either get 1000 XP for our second driver, but it costs us 5k cash, or 50k I should say, sorry. But we go ahead and decline it right there, because I don't want to spend 50k on my second driver when, you know, he's not going to be here for that long anyway. And probably from the title of this video and a thumbnail, you know, he might be on his way out the door even sooner, who knows. We advance through the calendar now, getting some little upgrades and events going on through the calendar, and then we have the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in Baku. Let's go and get, well, the Baku Grand Prix in Azerbaijan I should say. Let's go into the session right here, and as you can see there boys, in qualifying we are going to be in the rain for qualifying, so let's see how this is going to go. You know, it's not ideal qualifying in the rain, especially when the race is in the sun. Well, obviously we want the race to be in the sun, but we've got to qualify in the rain, so let's see how we can do in the wet conditions. So as you can see on the screen, this is our setup for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. A bit different on the transmission there. We've gone a bit higher with the transmission. We've got like 82% on the top. We normally go for the bottom, like the lowest it can go, like 50-55%. So different setup than we're used to. But let's get into this lap then, man. This is our second lap, I want to say, in qualifying one. So I can't really give you a track guide. I normally do a track guide during qualifying, tell you the braking points and stuff like that, but with it being wet, of course, our braking points are a lot earlier than usual, so I can't really say, oh, I'll brake at the 100 meter board, when maybe because it's wet I've got to brake at the 150 meter board, you know what I mean? So you can sort of follow the gears on screen. A lot of the gears I took through these corners are the same. This little weavy section here with it, like the left right as you go through, it's down to second for the majority of the corners, down to second, up into third on the exit. And that's what it's all about in Baku, you know, going down the gears, but make sure you short shift up through the corners on the exit to give you that best, you know, exit that you can get. So we are obviously 5/10 up, you can see on the Delta, 5/10 up on the lap that we did set, which put us in P17. So we are, of course, hoping for a better result than P17 on this lap right here. Into fourth gear, through the castle section, the infamous I am stupid corner, go into third gear for the right and the left hander, back into fourth for the straight, and we are up 8/10, or near enough 8/10 on the last lap. So of course we are going to set a better time right here, unless we mess up massively in sector 3. We can mount the curb there. Be careful if you mount that curb that you don't just go flying straight into the wall in front of you, but you can definitely shave off a bit of time if you mount that curb in third gear and stick the landing like we've done there. You see we're 1.2 seconds faster than our first lap just because we mounted that curb there. Obviously in real life they don't do that, because you know you'll get damage to the under tray of the car and stuff like that, but on F1 2021 you know you don't take any damage from doing it. So do that, shave off some time. We're a bit slow coming through the last part of sector 3, and we bumped the wall there, losing a bit more time, but we crossed the line, and that gives us P11 with a time of 1:55.9. Definitely a lot more time we could get out of the lap, but there we are, P14, Esteban Ocon above us in P13 with a 55.1, so we're 8/10 off the pace of Esteban Ocon in front of us. Our teammate Dan Tickton is going to start P20, and Pierre Gasly down in P22 did not set a time in qualifying, so I don't know what was up with Pierre Gasly, what he was doing, but we are through to qualifying 2. Let's get into this session. This is our first lap, I want to say. Might be the second lap of Q2. We have got Alonso in front of us. I believe this is actually the second lap of Q2. We've got Alonso in front of us, as you can see, and with Baku there's a lot of like flat out straight lines, so having a toe in front of you is massive in Baku. As you will see in this lap, we have Fernando Alonso in front of us the whole way through this qualifying lap here, boys. We're in P13 at the moment. Obviously need top 10 to get through to Q3. And coming through that corner there, the Delta goes green. I was a bit unsure whether to abort the lap, because at the start it was red, but the Delta's going green. We're going faster here. This is going to be our final lap of this qualifying session, and we go purple in sector 1, boys. We go fastest out of anyone in sector 1. That slipstream and toe from Fernando Alonso in front of us is just helped us out massively through sector 1 there. So can we stick behind Alonso, who looks like he's charging his battery, so I don't even know if Alonso's on a flying lap or not. But he's given us that slipstream anyway that we need through those long straights in Baku, and you can see we're 5/10 up on our lap from the previous run. Again, down a nice long straight there, following behind Alonso as best we can through that sector there, flat out, even though it's raining. You know, we might have to lift a little bit, but as we come through there, we don't mount the curb that time because we would have probably hit Alonso, and Alonso actually gets out the way, which is not good for us because we're about to come down the home straight, which is obviously the longest straight in the F1 calendar. But we are 1 second up on our lap thanks to Alonso being in front of us. Just shows how powerful it is to actually have someone in front of you to tow you along during qualifying, which we never normally do, because in real life obviously the teams like do that, don't they? They send two drivers out at the same time to give each other a tow, but on this game you can't really arrange that. You know, I can't say to Dan Ticktum, hey, that gives us a tow, you know what I mean? That sounds a bit sus, but yeah, we crossed the line there anyway. We go purple in sector 1, green in sector 2. Let's see, did we manage to have a good sector 3? Let's see where we end up, boys, at the end of Q2. As we load up the leaderboards, P8, we are through to qualifying 3, and that is all thanks to that man in P13, Fernando Alonso. Great lap from us, just great lap, you know, and shout out to Alonso for the tow through the whole lap pretty much. And if he would have stuck us to the end, bro, like, we would have been way up there. Like, if he stayed in front of us and went flat out down the straight, we would have been flying, probably in the top 5. No, top 5 maybe, I don't know. I don't even know how much speed we would have got, but we're through to qualifying 3. I believe, again, this is our second lap. We seem to do better on the second lap in all qualifying sessions. But we are a bit down on the delta, as you can see. I do believe we go red in sector 1 on this lap. Obviously, after going purple in sector 2, in qualifying 2, sorry, going purple in sector 1. Like, it's a tough time to beat, you get me? So we're 2.5 tenths down, coming through sector 1. Get a nice release there, coming towards this right-hander. Very fun circuit to drive, Baku, even in the rain. Like, I hate driving in the rain on this game. It's so hard to find the traction, but in Baku, like, it's such a fun circuit to drive. And I was just made up the race was in the sun, you know, and not raining as well for the race. But coming through the chicane there, we see the delta go green for the first time on this lap, and we are 2 tenths up. We get a great exit from the chicane as we head towards the I am stupid section of the track. Infamously what I call this area of the track, because obviously Charles Leclerc crashed out into the wall there. And maybe we'll see that wall later on in the video, who knows, as we go red in the delta, but get a nice release onto the flat out section of this track, and we go green again on the delta. And let's see where we can get with this lap, bro. We're currently P10. Obviously, like, there's no other qualifying session after this because it's the last one, but P10, you know, it would be a good result for us, but we've got some pace, bro. You've seen in qualifying 2, we finished P8. We've got some pace. We're going green through sector 3, or sector 2, sorry, and sector 3 we're 6 tenths up. So this could be a good lap, but we have to lift off there because we're about to lose traction and just slide off a little, which gives us, you can see the delta just slowly dropping there. It's stabled out now, but we did lose a lot of time there just from having to lift off the throttle, so we didn't lose that traction. But we come through the line at P8 with a 1:54.0 P8. Fantastic results. Let's see if we can stick that place. We can't. Carlos Sainz goes faster, but we start the Grand Prix in P9, and Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole in Baku. Obviously a famous circuit for Daniel Ricciardo, with him and Max Verstappen having that altercation a few years back, coming into turn 1. So shout out to Daniel Ricciardo. He's had a stinker of a start to the season, but he's on pole for Baku.
This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The Baku City Circuit measures roughly 6 kilometers and is made up of 20 corners and 2 DRS zones. The circuit winds around the narrow city, through the old town, and even brushes against the city's medieval walls. However, as beautiful as the setting is, this track is also a ferocious technical challenge, where the smallest of mistakes could lead to catastrophic consequences for all of our drivers. With me today, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Now, I want to ask you about Lewis Hamilton. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Daniel Ricciardo has a clear view ahead from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Bottas, Sergio Perez and Norris, Sainz, the owner driver, Vettel and Yuki Tsunoda, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, Kimi Raikkonen and Giovinazzi, Leclerc, Mick Schumacher, Nikita Mazepin and Daniel Ticktum, Latifi, Gasly, Ocon and George Russell ends our grid lineup. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
So boys, there is the starting grid. Esteban Ocon and George Russell taking grid penalties, it looks like, to start behind Pierre Gasly. Didn't even set the time in qualifying. But yeah, so our default strategy there is the one stop, medium, hards. But we do go for the alternate strategy, the two stop, soft, medium, medium, because it just seems like the better strategy for me, doing a two-stop, because I like to push every lap. I don't like to try and save tyres, you know, and the soft tyres is like something I really wanted to use around Baku. I really clicked with those soft tyres in practice and quali. So let's get to the race then, boys. You know the drill by now. It's 5 red lights and it's lights out and away we go in the Baku Grand Prix. We get off to a great start, overtaking Carlos Sainz already heading to turn 1 round the outside of Lando Norris. We get some good traction on the outside as Perez and Bottas battle with each other, and we actually overtake Perez and Bottas through turn 1, and we are now behind Max Verstappen coming into turn 2. We'll see a replay of that start later on, but it looked like Perez and Bottas were so concerned with each other they didn't even see me around the outside. So that is what you love to see. Obviously we're on the faster tyres than everyone else as well. We're on the softs. Everyone else seems to be on the mediums and the hards. Looking like everyone else is doing a two-stop strategy. But let's see a replay of that start there. We fly past Carlos Sainz, who was caught sleeping, and we get some great traction around the outside. Look how much faster we are than Lando, and we also overtake Perez and Bottas. What a move that is from the Sasuke Racing car, you know. But can we keep a Mercedes and a Red Bull behind us for too long in this race? Who knows? Is there a podium on our hands here, boys? Who knows? Let's find out as we go through the rest of the race. Obviously, trying to stick as close as we can to Verstappen, trying to keep within that DRS range for when it does open on lap 3. But it's going to be very hard to do, even though they're on the slower tyres and the mediums.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
And that is not going to help our charge towards Max Verstappen, is it? We've just had a message off Jeff to say that we're losing power in the engine. The ICE has shown wear, so that's not very good, let's be honest. Yeah, that's not what we want to hear when we're pushing to Verstappen. You can see already he's pulled away from us, nearly at a 2-second gap now. And we've got Valtteri Bottas 5 tenths behind us in the Mercedes. So we head towards the DRS zone, which is not open yet, of course, because it's only lap 2. But yeah, man, we're going to have to change that engine part for the next race in Canada, because it's worn out, bro, and we don't want to see an engine failure. You know, we've seen already this season in this career mode that the Mercedes engines have not been the most reliable. We've seen a lot of retirements from Mercedes engine cars. So hopefully we're not the next person on that list to retire with a Mercedes engine. As we go purple through Sector 1, it's only lap 2, but we go purple through Sector 1, showing that we still have some pace that we showed in qualifying. We are fast around this circuit. Can we set the fastest lap of the race as we come through to Sector 3? Valtteri Bottas makes the overtake on us there. You know, he's just faster, gets the slipstream. We don't even fight it, you know, we don't even try and defend. As we cross the line, we don't actually get the fastest lap, as Bottas has a massive lock up there, but we have a little, weird, I don't even know what happened, bro. It was just weird on the exit there. We lost the car, kind of. As Lando Norris is now behind us somehow on the soft tyres as well. Seems to be the only person in the top 10 like us on soft tyres, I do believe, as well. So yeah, man, Lando Norris, he's trying to close the gap into turn 1. Can he make the move around the outside into turn 1? Let's see. We do close the door, so he doesn't have that racing line, but coming through into turn 2 and the DRS zone, can we keep Lando Norris in the McLaren behind us into turn 2? We're wheel to wheel. Lando loses the back end almost there, but he catches it as we race wheel to wheel down this long straight here, and Lando also has DRS, so we try and defend slightly there, push him a little bit wide, but he makes the overtake, makes it look easy on us. Let's be honest, it's a faster car. It's Lando Norris. We almost rear-end him there, which would have been a disaster. Both of us suffering from oversteer there, coming through that corner. But it's Lando. We give him the space because we've had, you know, he's not at the best start to the season, mainly thanks to us. but we give him the space in Baku. We're being a nice guy, you know, like Alonso says, you've always got to leave it the space. As we come down the home straight, and Yuki Tsunoda tries to make a move on us, the same as Lando Norris did last lap into turn 1. Can Yuki make the move as we go down the inside of Yuki Tsunoda? Lovely slow-mo camera angle there through turn 1, and we come out on top, keep him behind us. But same thing again, we're down the home straight now. He's going to have DRS, and we've got Sergio Perez behind Yuki Tsunoda with DRS also. But this is our pit lap, lap 6. So Yuki gets a nice little easy overtake on us there, and so does Perez, of course, as we go into the pits for the first time in this race. Now, can we get a good stop? Can we get that 1.9 second stop that we got in Bahrain, was it, or in Spain? Let's find out as we head into the pits. We get a 2.5 second stop there. It's not bad, but it's not great. It's a pretty much middle of the road, you know, like pit stop there. As we come up behind our teammate Dan Ticktum, who is, of course, on the one-stop strategy on the medium tyres. So we know that we need to clear our teammate as quickly as possible so we can get back into the free air and try and compete at the front, because we're faster than Dan Ticktum, as seen in qualifying, by a lot. And just look how slow he is coming through the corners there, bro. Like, he's so slow. We know we need to dispose of him quick. There's no team orders. You can't tell your teammate to move out the way, which I think should be a feature on this game. And it definitely should be a feature for health and safety reasons, as you'll see in a moment maybe. But look, we're so much faster than Dan Ticktum. We try and clear him on this straight. We don't have the speed, but coming through this corner now, you'll see, like, he breaks so early, bro, and we just get better traction through this corner, better release, heading into the castle section. We were up the inside of Dan Ticktum, and Dan Ticktum, he goes into the wall, and it's race over for Dan Ticktum, and that brings out the safety car. As you'll see, we have made contact with our teammate, and he is out of the race. The safety car is deployed, and Dan Ticktum has done a Charles Leclerc. Dan Ticktum has done an I am stupid moment, and he is into the castle wall. Let's see a replay of that, bro, as we come through. Look, we just got a better exit on the corner. He should have yielded, bro. Like, he should have just let us pass. We're faster. Look how much faster we are. We go up the inside there, and, you know, he just collides with the wall. Is it our fault? I guess. But, bro, he should have pulled out of the corner. Do you know what I mean? This is team orders. Like, I am the captain. You know what I mean? I am the captain now. Like, he should have moved out the way for us, bro. That's not my fault. I'm not taking that. But let's see a little replay there as we see it from this lovely camera angle. Cameraman getting sparked by some front wing, I'm sure he did. But he's caused a car pile up there. Let's see it from the onboard camera on Dan Ticktum. We do push him a little bit there, bro, but there's no space to go through. You can't go 2 cars wide through the castle section. That's impossible. Dan Ticktum, his race is over, and we collide with our teammates. This is just like Aiden Jackson and Casper Ackerman on breaking point on the little story mode. So we bring out the safety car. A few people have pitted, and we end up in P11 after the safety car. Yuki Tsunoda manages to stay in front of us after the safety car, but this is the safety car restart now, lap 9. Let's see what happens on the restart. We've got heat into our tyres, of course. As always, we make sure we keep heat in the tyres on the laps behind the safety car, and we get a jump on Yuki Tsunoda here behind the yellow flags, but I just put my foot to the floor, bro, and we send it up the inside. We collide with Lance Stroll, but we take no damage, fortunately, and we're up into P7 from P11. A bit of a dirty move, you know. We collide with Lance Stroll there, and we were lucky not to take damage, bro, but yeah, we've made a lot of space there, and we managed to avoid a collision with Alonso. That could have been disastrous. We are a gentleman. We do avoid collisions at all costs most of the time, as I learned yesterday. If you do avoid collisions, then you do just end up with whiplash most of the time, being a gentleman. As you can see me there, getting absolutely sparked by the tyres at the side of the road. This is GoPro footage from me karting yesterday. Yeah, I'm a gentleman. I avoid collisions, but most of the time that just leaves me worse off. But you know, we managed to avoid any damage there, slamming on the brakes behind Alonso, as Alonso tries to overtake Sainz, well defended from us as well. Nice little battle between the three of us there, coming through the right-left section of the circuit, as I call it, because it's like a double right-left and then you've got a chicane. So, yeah, very nice battle between us here, but we just get better exits on the corner there, better traction from Fernando Alonso, and of course, as we head into the chicane, he's up the inside of us, but then we go up the inside of the chicane, and, you know, very good driving, very good racing there, and we leave it a space, like Alonso says, you always have to leave it a space, and we leave it a space for Alonso there. Very good driving, very good racing from the both of the drivers there, you know. So I feel bad saying very good driving from us in this race after we've just absolutely killed our teammate.
Good pace. You're catching the car in front by a second per lap.
So we've been told there that we're lapping a second a lap faster than Carlos Sainz. So he is the next guy in our sights. We're on the mediums, he's on the hards. We've got DRS down this straight. Can we take him? Let's find out. But yeah, like I was saying, I feel bad for our teammate Dan Ticktum. I hope he's okay. It didn't look like that big of an impact. It was just the car that got the damage, really, and not actually Ticktum. Great defensive driving from Carlos Sainz there, but he locks up as we head towards the right-hander. That's going to cost him that lock up there as we go around the outside, nearly collide with the wall, but get a decent exit onto the straight, heading into the chicane here. Can we go up the inside of Carlos Sainz into the chicane? He nearly pushes us into the wall. Can we go around the outside? Yes, we can. Great move from us. That is a great overtake, if I do say so myself. And we managed to avoid any damage. You know, I thought we might have touched the wall a little bit there, but let's see another angle of that battle heading into the chicane here. Just a great battle between us there. Yeah, obviously Sainz mounted the curb on the inside, which shaved off a bit of time from his lap. So we go faster through the chicane there. Dan Ticktum, like I mentioned, bro, if you're listening, hope you're okay. Hope you win your GULAG match, because he got sent to the GULAG there, bro. Yeah, but that's what happens, bro. If you try and beat me into the castle section, like I was faster. Team orders. I'm the captain now, and that's why I said at the start, I don't want to give teammate XP to my second driver, because let's be honest, he's not going to be around for that long. He might want to renew his contract, or resign from his contract, I should say, after what's just happened to him, because we didn't give him any space. But yeah, we set a purple Sector 1 again, bro. I don't know what it is with me in Sector 1 in Baku, but it just seems to click. But Sector 2, we go red. Can we set the fastest lap of the race and take the points off Ricardo? Let's see. Red in Sector 2. Sector 3, did we make up for it? No, Sector 3 was red as well. It wasn't even our fastest lap of the race. Our personal best lap of the race, and we went purple in Sector 1. So, yeah. Anyway, we get yellow flags coming out now. I don't know what for. Let's find out. Why is the yellow flags? There's nobody in the road in front of me. So why is the yellow flags?
Green flag.
The green flags are back out. It's a bit weird. It always goes yellow, green. Like, just tell us what's going on, bro, you know? We need an update right here as we come through the castle section. And Lando Norris is out of the session. Let's find out what happened to Lando as we go to the onboard camera. Looks like an engine failure. Like I mentioned before, that's another Mercedes engine failed. Bro, this is not good for us as a Mercedes engine team. You know, that's so many people. That's like 4 or 5 retirements in 3 races from Mercedes engines as we head into the pits for our second stop of the race. I think that was Max Verstappen overtaking us, and he's already done 2 pit stops. So Verstappen is absolutely flying this race. But let's head into our pit and see how fast we can get this second pit stop done. See where we can come out. Can we stay in front of Carlos Sainz and Sergio Perez? Let's find out. Lovely pit stop from the team there. 2.1 seconds. Very nice indeed. Can we stay in front of Carlos as he comes through turn 1? Of course we can. We stay in front of Carlos Sainz there and Sergio Perez. And we are on fresh tyres. So hopefully we can create a gap. I don't know if they'll have DRS on us, Carlos Sainz. It doesn't look like it from the split time that he's going that fast. But as we come through to the end of this lap, Sainz, he goes to move up the inside. We go late on the brakes around the outside, give him space on the inside, hooking the curb there, and we stay in front through turn 1. You know, you can't beat me in turn 1 in Baku. But then Max Verstappen probably said that when Ricardo rear-ended him. So, yeah, I need to watch my words as we come up to the home straight again. And Sergio Perez, we try and defend against Perez, but at the end of the day, it's Perez in a Red Bull. Like, there's no point in defending in our car. So we try and defend a little bit, but we don't waste too much time or tyre wear doing that, as like probably defending theirs cost us a little snap of oversteer in turn 1. And Sebastian Vettel is out of the session as well, boys, on lap 22. That is another Mercedes engine failure. And one of the most weird things I've seen on this game, Vettel pulls up outside the pits as if he's picking someone up to take them to the pub or something. Why would he not just drive the car into the pits? Like, why did he stop the car in front of the pit lane? I have no idea. But lap 26 of 26, checkered flag is out. Daniel Ricciardo, pole position, wins the race, and I believe he got the hat-trick and got fastest lap as well. So fair play to Daniel Ricciardo. He's had a stinker of a start to the season, but manages to get a very nice result here in Baku. As we cross the line, Carlos Sainz is trying to chase us down the home straight. Would be a stinker if he overtook us, but he's not going to be able to do it. We cross the line here in P6. Very good result for the team. driver of the day, of course, we love to see this. It goes to Pierre Gasly. Now, I thought we might have got it. We got a very good result for the car that we've got. But you'll see why Gasly got it once we look at the leaderboard, bro.
And back at the factory as well. And some pretty handy driving for good measure. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
As the winners make their way up to the podium.
Here we see Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo on the podium. Obviously, like I mentioned a few times in this video, very famous track for the two drivers right there as they crashed into each other when they were teammates at Red Bull. So nice to see them standing next to each other on a podium. And I believe it was Lewis on P3. You can never see the P3 celebrations like on the animation here. If you come in P3, you can never see them till the very end. As you can see, there's Lewis getting back up. Very weird animation, this celebrations on the podium, and they didn't change it from last year. But let's have a look. So Daniel Ricciardo, he didn't get fastest lap actually. That goes to Max Verstappen, 5/10 quicker. Bloody hell, Verstappen was flying. So we come P6, Pierre Gasly in P8 from P20. I forgot he started right at the back of the grid, so must have just been perfect timing on his pit stops with the safety car, or just great strategy, great driving from Pierre to finish P8 from P20. That's a very good drive from Pierre Gasly right there. Kimi Raikkonen in the Alfa Romeo in P12 as well. That's not a bad result for Alfa Romeo because they stink. But yeah, that's the end of the Baku race weekend. Let's go to some more admin stuff before the end of the video. I do believe we buy a build time upgrade for the chassis department right there, because as you know, these upgrades that we're getting in the R&D departments are so slow to come through. We're waiting like 2-3 Grand Prix before they even come through. As you'll see now, we buy this rear downforce upgrade, hopefully in time for the Canadian Grand Prix, but we won't get it until after the French Grand Prix, bro. So it's a bit of a stinker, but it'll be worth it once that upgrade does come through. But anyway, man, that is it for this video. If you did enjoy it, you know the vibes. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I will catch us next time for the Canadian Grand Prix, one of my favourite tracks to drive on this game. And yeah, I will see you then. Take it easy.